I want to thank the Secretary of Defense and the Navy for all of their help and partnership.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We do operations together because their obvious Navy warships are in certain regions, but our cutters are faster and
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
can work together in a partnership that's securing America. And we're going to eliminate FEMA.
Yeah, is that useful to you?
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
One of Trump's biggest promises on the campaign trail has quietly been taking form behind the scenes, whether it is the dismantling of the Department of Education, or the mass firings. But now, you're gonna love this. Leave a like if you're gonna love this. FEMA being dismantled, ATF being gutted. United States Postal Service, head of the Postal Service, steps down after meeting with Doge. This is what I voted for. Leave a like on the video if this is what you voted for too. By the way, all day I'll be letting you guys know I have big news for my coffee company. We are moving into a much larger building because we have made a significant investment in ourselves. Essentially, every penny I've ever made selling coffee has been reinvested into the company, buying all new equipment so we can make Nespresso pods, make our own boxes, make our own packaging, all this stuff. We need more space. And so in order to help do this, a lot of people that sell coffee, they're just drop shippers. They just buy garbage coffee from someone else, mark it up $5 and are happy to go along their way. That's not the way we do things. And if I know every freaking YouTuber out there is selling coffee, but we're probably the only one, at least in this space that I know of, that is this deeply vertically integrated. Like, we have our own company. We're not just buying and having some other, just taking money off the top. So I put together 3 bundles. I could really use your help. We're going to really need to raise a lot of money in this next quarter. We have the Flavor Burst bundle. We have our Dark Souls bundle and the Ray of Light bundle. Something for any one of you. And promo code Rumble, since we're celebrating Rumble this week, will save you 10%. These are all pre-orders, but they're going to go out probably in early April. Please do pick one up. I'm a big fan of the Dark Souls bundle because you get our 004 Dark plus the Ultra Silky Dark Roast and the freeze-dried strawberries. But if you're a light roast person or a flavored person, we have something for you. Please use the link in the description below or just go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and you'll be able to find the bundles. We need to sell like thousands of them. So please pick one up today. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announces the elimination of FEMA at President Trump's campaign cabinet meeting today.
I want to thank the Secretary of Defense and the Navy for all of their help and partnership too. We do operations together because their obvious Navy warships are in certain regions, but our cutters are faster and can work together in a partnership that's securing America. And we're going to eliminate FEMA. So we've got a lot to do, but it's all good, and we're working hard, and we're going to make sure that we're continuing to do exactly what.
Look, FEMA is one of the biggest wastes of money in this country. And again, what people generally don't understand is that it's not like America's not going to provide assistance for natural disasters anymore. It's just going to go back to the states, which means those states will take funding out of tax dollars to, back this stuff. Florida and many other states handle their own business basically anyway because FEMA is so incompetent. But in this case, what the left is going to say is, oh my God, when there's a hurricane, no one's going to be there to help. That's not how this works. It's going to take time, probably years, to kind of dismantle and then give the power back to the state. But the reason it's so important to have the power back to the states is that as somebody who lives in that state, you can, you have a neck to wring, so to speak. You have more control over your elected officials who either do or do not handle natural disasters well. When it's some nameless, faceless federal organization, it doesn't do any good. It's very difficult to get any accountability. U.S. Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem told Cabinet meeting Monday the department would move to eliminate the government's disaster relief agency days after Trump signed an executive order directing state and local governments to, quote, play more of an active and significant role. And why wouldn't they? These are people that, need to, they know their needs better than some person in Washington, D.C. They know what their people need. They know their weather patterns. They know all the local problems that need to get handled. Why wouldn't states handle it? Noam, whose department oversees Federal Emergency Management Agency, has previously vowed to get rid of FEMA the way it exists today. Trump has said he would close the agency entirely, but that would require an act of Congress. I suspect FEMA won't just disappear forever, but what they'll do is they'll drastically reduce the funding and revert that funding to states where it's, citizens can hold people accountable. Why is it important? Well, California's at it again. FEMA is reporting that they've received 270,000 applications from, quote, homeowners for the LA fires, while only 13,000 homes were destroyed by the wildfires. Democrats have filed scores of lawsuits to try and stop DOJ from eliminating fraudulent payments by the government. I mean, this is crazy.
Democrats are now so far left that Chuck Schumer is their version of a dangerous right-wing extremist. Apparently, California has more fake homeowners than real ones. FEMA is reporting that they've received 270,000 applications from alleged homeowners in Los Angeles, despite the fact that only 13,000 homes were destroyed in the wildfires, which is 20 times the number of eligible applicants. Many LA residents are also reporting that they were unable to apply for FEMA relief because someone else had already applied with their name and address. Meanwhile, Democrats have filed scores of lawsuits trying to stop DOJ from eliminating fraudulent payments by the government. That's because we really don't want to stop the fraud. We'd really hate for there to be money left to help the real disaster victims. Experts are baffled by the 270,000 applications. Either there's massive fraud, or LA's housing crisis is so bad that 20 families are claiming the same studio apartment.
I mean, this is where our tax dollars are going. Now, will the federal government vote to simply dismantle FEMA? No, probably not. Again, like I said, you really can't do that until almost every state has had a sufficient amount of time to actually set up their own services. I think that, let's be real, right? Like, I don't know how many power trucks and all this, generators and stuff like that we have in Wisconsin, but I assume the number will need to be more. And so the states do need to be given some time to stock up, but long term, this is what we want. By the way, also, RFK Jr. says Elon Musk and DOJ are now inside the Department of Health and Human Services, exposing and eliminating massive fraud. Listen to this.
I'm very grateful to you and very grateful for the partnership with DOJ, with Elon. We've identified extraordinary waste in my department and HHS. The expenditures, the budget of HHS during the Biden administration went up by 38%. The employees went up by 17%, and healthcare went down. We have 40 comms departments. We have 40 procurement departments. We have 40 IT departments, and we have
40 IT departments.
Procurement, HR, none of them talking to each other. We are, with Elon's help, eliminating the redundancies. We are streamlining our department. We're going to go back to providing gold standard science. We're going to get the money to the scientists and to the patients.
The reason this is important is this is all the red tape that takes, this is why it takes 18 months to get paid out on something or 5 years to get paid out on something. None of these people talk to each other. It's all bureaucracy, and it's insane. How about this? Postmaster General Louis DeJoy steps down immediately, just days after the DOJ deal. Change is coming. DeJoy is gone. The post office has been run into the ground by incompetent leadership and totally shiftless workforce. The only business where you can have a line around the block with only one person working the register. I mean, that's true. I live in a small town. But every post office I go to that I've lived in has always been like that. One person working, 20 people in line every day. Now, I do want to be clear. I don't think that the post office's, shortcomings have anything to do with, the frontline people delivering the packages. That's not who's to blame here. It's the bureaucrats at the top, which is exactly why the Postmaster General stepped down. U.S. Postmaster General Louis Les Joy, who said earlier this month that he had asked the government efficiency team by Elon Musk for help with a number of issues, is resigning Monday, effective immediately. Republican President Donald Trump said in February that he was considering merging the United States Postal Service with the Commerce Department, a move Democrats said would violate federal law. Look, the post office should be privatized. The post office was way more important 50 years ago. Now, most people, we're about one more kind of generation away from basically nothing coming of value in the mail, except for Democrat ballots, which, again, I said nothing of value. Like, I go and I open my mailbox. It's just junk. A couple of times, possible, there might be something important in there, but it's rare. 20, 30 years ago, before everyone had electronic payments for their bills, all this kind of stuff, yeah, the mail is super important. But now it needs to either, why doesn't Amazon deliver the mail? They're at my freaking house every other day anyway. There's nothing coming in the mail that absolutely has to come today. And if it does, then they can ship it via USPS or FedEx. And all these postal workers can go work, for kind of another privatized company delivering packages. They already know how to do it. They know what to do, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's crazy that this hasn't been privatized. On top of that, I'm just bringing you so much good news today. I hope that you'll go to coffeebrandcoffee.com/rumble and help us support our expansion. It's going to be, $100,000 to go into this new building and do. So I don't want to put such a big matzo ball out there because it'll seem like we can't get there. But, if everybody watching this video tries one of these bundles or picks up some of our cocoa or tea, we also have tea. We also have cocoa if you don't like coffee. So we have all sorts of stuff. But I saved the best news for last. The ATF is set to be being completely slashed by Kash Patel. Up to 1,000 ATF agents set to be fired. I'm trying to find the article that I had here. Let's go to this one. Major shakeup at the ATF as top attorney is fired with live TV announcement. In a move that sends shockwaves through Washington, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced on live television that she had fired the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Chief Counsel Pamela Hicks, speaking to Fox News. Here's the report I was looking for. As expected, Kash Patel is trying to gut the ATF. This weekend, he outlined plans to reassign over 1,000 ATF agents to the FBI, which would severely reduce his workforce and limit the ability to keep communities safe from crime. This doesn't hurt anything. This is awesome. People are legitimately. Do you know how many dogs lose their lives every year to the ATF? I don't even want to talk about that. This is what I voted for. I'm absolutely happy for it. If you're happy for it too, make sure to leave a like. Head on over to coffeebrandcoffee.com/rumble to pick up one of our fundraising bundles today. Definitely need your help. Again, we have teas and cocos. If you don't like coffee, we have K-cups. If you don't like the bundles, all this kind of stuff. So you can pick up lots of our items from there. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.